Organizers, Ms. Yasmin Pescu and her daughter. Presenters, ladies, good morning. Yes, I was given a week's notice and I didn't hesitate. She is correct. And I also shared with her, well, I'll be coming off the heels of a regatta. So I will do my best, but I will be there. So I pardon my tardiness. Ladies, I listened to Ms. Pescu use the terms from a book, The Art of War. Ladies, I would say to you, read that book. The Art of War. For me, I will use some personal experiences because we all are females. And we all go through our own trials and tribulations, but it's similar. Just different actors, scenes, times, but it's similar. And for me personally, I've found myself in frontline politics a bit because local government is politics. And it carries you to the front line of every sack of the race. And this started me some 3 years ago, and I'll tell you, no word of lie is only the act of God, because it was not for me. It was not a thing I saw myself in. But every time something came to the plate, I rose to the occasion. And it started off with a challenge by a male. Males always put us in these predicaments. It started off by a challenge by a male, and I said, okay, no problem, I will run. And that was my first time running. Just came back from working in North Andros, so I didn't have no concept as to what the state of Grand Bahama was. I'm from Freeport, not Grand Bahama, and I always tell people there's a difference. Because I grew up on cable, water, light, and everything, to compare the persons in the east and the west. So when I came back home, Freeport was stable. Now we are finding ourselves a little bit on the cliff. And so I said, let me offer myself to see what I can do, because when you live on a family island, you have to appreciate what you have here in Freeport. Okay? A service station that closes at 5 o'clock, that means if you don't have gas, that's the end of you. Every spot is more than a mile away, so you really need to average out your fuel and where you're going to go. And I took on the challenge back then. It was brought to me while I was in Bimini coaching a basketball team that I do not know basketball, but the boys helped me out. And so every time a challenge came to me, I rose to the occasion. And I took that challenge from then to now. My last running for local government, which just passed, I wasn't going to run really, because for one, I was in a different constituency. I would have moved out of High Rock, and the boundary cut would have put me in Marco City, which is a very contentious area. Two, my views were that of different for persons within that constituency, so I had to go back to my neutral grounds and go really for my passion was about, which is helping and trying to see a difference. And three, the funding, of course, don't be on time. But I still picked up the mantle. I said, let me offer myself. Again, by chance, by a male, because they said I couldn't beat them, and they were saying, okay, no problem, let me step and do this. But ladies, I must say that we are the most influential species on this earth. Believe it or not, we have our breaking points. We have our weak, but we are the most influential. If a man asks for advice, where he's going, he coming to a female. He is coming to one of us, and you'll hear your advice come out of his mouth like it was his own. Wouldn't say where he got it from, wouldn't say how he got it, but it comes up because we are the one that they seek that knowledge from. And so as females, we must learn how to take that and move to the top. We're breaking barriers. Believe it or not, industrial world, in the political world, religion, business, we're there. If there's a man to the top, don't worry about that. The lady right underneath, she don't be far. Because we are the one who gives them that guidance, who steers the ship. And we don't have the ego that they have. We are very comfortable being in the back light because we know at the end of the day it's us who call the shots. So for me, I find comfort by peace. And again, people always ask how, I don't let things bother me or rattle me too much. I've learned that that's a process. That's a process. Ladies, we have to go through a process. Each of us go through a process at our own time. But I've found comfort by way of peace. That whatever is said about me is said about me. But I know I have my family that I fall back on heavily. I depend on them. And when I say my family, I know our families are big. So I have like a little small family that I call. Because family annoys me, that's good too. But I have a small one that I call on. I am a female, watch TV, cook, and socialize. That's it. Anything else, I take a pleasure, I'll do it. But that's what we are as females. People don't know that. They just think that we're always this active, want to be in the limelight, but it's not that. It's that because we have something to share. And if you don't know someone's story, how could you share it if they keep it to themselves? So each of us have a story to share. So once we find that peace, and once we find that comfort, we are sure who we are as females, that we can move no matter what. I use finding joy. Joy comes from wisdom. That's where I find it. Because someone has something to share. And once you open up your mind to receive the wisdom, you're able to now see how that fits into your puzzle of your own life. What works for me would not work for you. But you get the knowledge from them, and you will be able to position yourself even bigger and better in your own industry. I find understanding by way of knowledge. I tell you the word of life, ladies. That understanding is a powerful one. Powerful. That knowledge is powerful. I've recently experienced that through serving as a second year serving on a regatta committee, where it's controlled by men. And I don't know much about sailing. And I rose to the challenge because, again, I'm passionate about Grand Bahama. In 2012, we would have actually lost the regatta. Tell you no word of lie. We would have actually lost. Grand Bahama regatta would not existed anymore. Basically because, for one, due to financial constraints, unpaid bills, there was no way out. The sailors were not coming back because there is no regatta without the sailors. So they were not really going to come back. And again, the committee is controlled by all men. And I said to them, I have no problem taking on the chairmanship once y'all guide me. But that guidance, you gotta be careful. Because sometimes they will also try to trip you up. So that knowledge and understanding is a key component in our livelihood, because not everyone who smiles at us and says, this is the way to go and that is the way to go, doesn't necessarily mean that it's the way to go. And I'll tell you, ladies, you would not believe who really guided me was another female. Little did they know, she was giving the guidance from behind. She's a female skipper. And she was guiding me as to who to listen to, who not to listen to. When I listen to them, just say and what to stand for, what not to stand for. So females, we have to understand that our role, we play a powerful role among each other. And from then to now, they don't know that she is the one who gives me the guidance. They think it's someone else who gives me the guidance. But another male gives me some guidance. He's another powerhouse for me. But I don't use her name. I use his name. But they don't like him either, so I have to play it in the middle. And that is something, as females, we find ourselves in. How do we balance being in a male-dominant world that is now being pushed by females? We want to be acknowledged, we want to be recognized. And so therefore, as we go through our lives, it is for us to empower our nation. That's our rule now. I'm finding females is us. We are the ones who the world listen to. So we sit down and keep quiet. Our world will not be going in the right direction at this moment. But we're the ones who they listen to. Regardless if they are at the forefront, we still have that influential role of picking up a phone and saying, this is what I am asking of you. Okay? And ladies, we have to learn how to be very confidential. That's the key for us. That's the gold mine. That's the nugget. It's how to be confidential. Because when a female comes to you and say X, Y, Z, it's not for you to tell the next female X, Y, Z. Let that come out on its own. If a male comes to you and tell you something, keep that to yourself too. Because your understanding is your way of knowledge. Your way of knowledge is that's your key. Because as long as you keep your mouth closed, things will come to you and you just see it play out for you. And that is something that we have to be understanding about. That if a female calls for a favor, don't turn the female away. You can warn the female and listen. I don't appreciate, I don't expect, but I will assist, and only for this one time, or I cannot assist. That is to be practical and real with another female. Don't try to be something more than, because we are in the same boat. Because there's someone out there who's trying to, again, smother us. So as females, we need to learn now how to be each other keeper. Pull one aside and say, okay, X, Y, Z happened. Next time, just be approachable and be nice. And receive the criticism, because I always say criticisms, and I think that they're positive. Because for me, I learned how to position it into a positive way. And so that's what we have to do. For me, it's practical, passionate, and purpose. I don't get involved in anything when I can't see those things. If I can't see them, I leave it alone. If I can see my way, I get involved. So when you see me in a lot of things, that's because I've used my practical tool, I've used my passion, and I've used my purpose. And my purpose for me serving within the city of Freeport Council is to try and bring about some form of change, short time to do that. 3 years is a short time to do it because you have your ups and downs, and again, you gotta deal with other people, the naysayers, persons who don't want to see you make it. But I will do my best because we're not on the scene forever. We are there, camera action, like acts, and then the screen comes down, you have to exit. And so when I exit, I want to exit gracefully, to know that I would have done what I could have done in the time frame that I was there. And so, even more so, I use that in my Grand Bahama Regatta. I even give myself a timeline to be off the scene. The former chairman was there for 19 years. We had 1 chairman for Grand Bahama Regatta. So I give myself 5. Okay, I'm in year 2. I was actually going to give myself 3. But I'm going to give myself 5. And if I go beyond the 5, it will not be long, because I'm ready to exit off the scene. This is a product for Grand Bahama, but Grand Bahama has yet to understand the product. And that's what I'm realizing. And so it has to be practical. What we did this year with Regatta was that we brought in a lot of basketball, little children basketball team, volleyball, dominoes tournament. They didn't know what was going on in the sea. They couldn't tell you what was happening on the sea. And so for that right there, I told the coach I have to come back and talk to the basketball boys so they will know where they were, on the beach playing basketball, but for what reason. Because sailing is something that's cultural to us. And so that is where we have to find ourselves, female. We'll come across things where you don't know what you're supposed to do with it, but I use my practical, I use my passion, and I use my purpose. If you could find how those keep coming together, take the challenge on. Ladies, I leave you with this. Being passionate about our development is something that most entrepreneurs embark on. You wouldn't stay in it if you're not passionate about it. And you will have your trials, you will have your ups and downs, you will have the persons who try to work against you, you will have the competition. The competition is good. That causes you to increase your game. But females, I say this, everything that we embark on, support each other. The men is looking for us to not support each other. But they turn around and they support each other. Believe that. So as females, however, support each other. Because it is us who makes or who breaks it. Grand Bahama right now needs us to step to the plate. Believe it or not. We're in the point now, we're on life support. Grandmama needs us to step to the plate. We need to bring back the things that are cultural to us, the discipline, the understanding and the knowledge, because the younger generation is, everything to them is what the telephone brings to them. Nothing else, nothing more. They can't tell you. I think you ask any child, 18, who is the prime minister, they probably will not be able to tell you that. But see, we notice as females, but the males don't notice because according to them it's dollars and cents. That's it. So while it's dollars and cents for us, also remember that we're not here forever. That we too have to exit off the scene. And as we exit off the scene, we want to make sure that our pension fund is correct. See, men ain't worried about that. They live day by day. But we know at the end of the day, we would like to retire. You understand? And so we want where we don't have to keep working like those in the US even up until the age of 70. We want to be able to retire. And therefore it has to be turned over to another generation. So it's time for us to groom them, that generation. And only for us to groom that is to really take on some mantle. Generally it's difficult. But in the media world, someone has to take on that mantle. You're not going to be there forever. So it's us to do it. Find someone, train them, send them through the ringer. Don't be easy on them. Pressure them. Because these children don't like challenge. If you start to pressure their brain, they crumble. So which means we have a lot of work to do. Particularly in Freeport. I want to make sure we get this going right. Because we don't need every investor coming in to say they need to bring in persons to work. So we need to put pressure on these young ones and females in this business arena. But to hire somebody, train them when you hire them. Pressure them. Put them to the ringer. Burst their brain. Ladies, you have a wonderful week, seminar. Be open-minded. Receive it. Use whatever information is shared and put it into your puzzle. Because something plays along from someone else that you can put into your puzzle that you could use that becomes practical. Good morning.